Well, hey there, YouTube. Matt M. Roy back again. For those of you guys that follow me on Facebook, you probably knew this video was coming. About 2 hours ago, I posted up a picture of this very item. And basically what happened was I had to go down to Virginia Beach today. I needed to do a job setting up a computer for somebody. So afterwards I decided to hit up a few of the thrift stores down that way. Nothing too great. I found some blank CDRs, nothing spectacular. But the very last store I hit was a CHKD, which is right on the border of Virginia Beach and Greenbrier. And I came across this. Now, this was not in the normal computer section. I actually found this in the miscellaneous stationery section. That's why you always want to check everywhere in your thrift store, because the processors there don't necessarily know where everything's supposed to go. What we have here is a Jatin Corporation, I think that's how you pronounce that, 3DFORCE 6200XE. Basically, this is a NVIDIA GeForce 6200 series card. One of my favorite cards from back in the day. I had one of these in my Mac G5 tower, and this is actually the card that I flashed the BIOS on. This exact type of card. It was a PC card that I flashed to work with a Mac. Very, very versatile card. The thing that makes this one really special is, I don't know if you see it right there, this is an AGP card. By this time, a lot of these cards were PCI Express and or just regular PCI, but it's very rare to find a AGP card, especially one new in box. So we'll go over what this has. NVIDIA Ultra Shadow 2 technology. If I remember correctly, that gave you better performance, especially in the action-adventure games where there was a lot of different areas where you'd have dark and light. It would actually look more realistic, like if you went into a dark alleyway, the light would dim properly. NVIDIA CineFX, which I'm not exactly sure what that is. Microsoft DirectX 9.0, so you can kind of date this. I mean, we're up to what, DirectX 12 now, but that's okay because this card is actually be going in my Windows 2000 HP Pavilion, so 9.0 is about the highest you can go on there anyway. It's 512 megabytes of DDR2 RAM. VGA out, but this one does have a DVI port on it as well. TV out, which is S-Video. There's the marker for the DVI out. AGP. And low profile compatible. I did not see that bracket in there, but we're going to go ahead and unbox it here. May have been there. I just opened up really quickly just to verify that it had not actually been used. If you look back here, it just gives you some generic information. You guys can pause the video if you want to read that a little bit more. Basically, it talks about the high performance rendering on 2D as well as 3D. Let's see what we got here. Full floating point support through the entire pipeline. Basically, that means you get very high bandwidth with this card. 64-bit texture filtering, which is actually pretty good for this time. Now they're 128 and 256-bit cards, but for when this card was made, to be able to have 64-bit texture, any kind of texture, is very, very high-end. So we got here full 18-bit studio quality floating point precision through the entire rendering pipeline. You can see you got 32 BPP, 64 and 128 BPP modes. I think on my older HP, 64 is about the highest you can go. You can see it gives you a little diagram to explain how you can hook this up. You can hook this up to an older CRT monitor if you wanted to, via the VGA or RGB. Newer monitor, which has the DVI links, that's showing a picture of an older flat screen there. And you can use the S-Video cable if you want to, and even hook it up to a EDTV, which is stands for Enhanced Definition Television. Not exactly sure. Oh, that's the picture of the computer. This reminds me, that's like one of those little shuttle cases from back in the day. Looks like inside it actually comes with WinDVD, which is a nice touch. and that will work on Windows 2000. So I might have to give that a try, and that's put out by Intervideo. Again, you guys can pause the video if you want to read all the specs here, and these are some of the features that it has. Let's go ahead and open this and see what we got inside. Again, I did open this quickly right before I bought it, but I really didn't have a lot of time to evaluate everything that was inside. Alright. Got some foam here. And as you can see, we got the card itself here, which we'll put to the side. I'm kind of curious if there is the software here. Oh, look at that. We have a, looks like an S-video splitter cable. This actually would go into the video card itself, and this would give you S-video or composite video out. So it's a nice little thing to have. Definitely going to save that. Pardon me, everybody. This is your low profile adapter. I'm guessing with the low profile you just get VGA and S-video. DVI I don't think is used with that. Oh, I take that back, guys. Check this out. They actually give you two adapters. The S-video one is with the DVI. If you want DVI or S-video, use that. If you want just VGA, you would actually use this adapter. So that's a nice touch. That's not something you see every day with modern cards. We have your standard VGA to DVI, looks like DVI-I adapter. I can always use extra ones of those. The software and documents disk, and hopefully including the drivers, because since I'm playing this in the Windows 2000 system, I really don't think it's going to have that driver natively in Windows. And last but not least, a owner's manual. Love that imaging. I mean, that is classic CGI from back in the day. It looks like an older gentleman with really, really thick glasses. Oh, he's holding some kind of arachnid. I'm not even sure what that is. We can go through this real quick. Wow, you can actually see this is from 2008. This is actually a little bit newer than I expected, especially since this is a AGP card. I figured this would have been from maybe 2004 or 2005. There's your system requirements. Requires a Pentium 4, or compatible with at least the AGP 4.8X extension slot. Hard drive at least 100 megabytes free, and Microsoft Windows Vista 2000 or XP. This is interesting. I think this is actually newer than the box itself, because if you look here, it says Vista 2000 XP, but if you look on the box, it actually only says Microsoft Windows 2000 and XP. So they must have printed the manual later than the actual box itself. It's kind of not surprising with these second, I don't want to call them second rate, but these no-name brand cards. Let's see what else we got in here. This shows you the front of the card, all the different ports. Again, VGA, DVI, and then S-video. There's the NVIDIA 6200 chipset, and the display memory is actually on the back of this card. Yeah, so I mean, that's really cool. Okay, I think I've made you guys wait long enough. Let's go ahead and actually take a look at this card here. Definitely not the highest quality is what I'll say off the bat. Very, very cheap. Looks like a sealed bearing fan right there. When you spin it, it doesn't really have a lot of it has a lot of play in it. Like if you go side to side, you can actually see the fans moving. I think it'll be good enough. Like I said, the one thing, when you have fans like this, especially on cheaper cards, you want to make sure you keep these clean. You got to blow this out at least every couple of months. And this fan is a super red 12 volt 0.12 amp fan, so it doesn't really draw too much power. One touch I think that was really nice on this is they did use sealed capacitors, which I really like, because this series of GeForce cards suffered from capacitor plague. I cannot tell you how many of these 6200 series cards I found with regular electrolytics, and they had just exploded. Looks like we got a little transformer there. It said the memory is back here. I'm guessing it's probably under the heatsink because I don't really see anything over here. Ah, here we go. It's on the other side. These are the two memory chips. Looks like they're Hynix. If my camera will focus. Yeah, they're Hynix HYSP 3161631C chips. And since this is a 512 megabyte card, I have to assume that they are 256 megabytes each. And then on the front we have the VGA, the DVI, and of course the S-Video. So yeah, not a bad haul. I got this for $4.98 and it was 25% off. So if you do the math, I think after tax it wound up being right around $4. Definitely look for more videos about this card in the future. Of course, they will be once I've installed the card, and we'll do some gameplay with this card. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please remember to like and subscribe. And as always, have a blessed day, everybody.